Hello everyone. Well, another pneumatic, but this, as far as I know, is the very first female pneumatic vacuum cleaner. This little lady inside this box that smells of cigarettes, to be honest. This little lady was the first female, or identified as female vacuum, before Hetty. Yes, Hetty was not the first, but Hetty has survived, whereas Wendy, she didn't last very long, and well, my research says that she was exclusive to a store or online retailer called Machine Mart. They're still going, because I checked if there's still a company that is online. So yes, I'm not keen on this packaging. Obviously Wendy has been split in two to fit in this box. Right. Well, on initial, well, she hasn't been split in two. She's been laid on her side. Okay, well, what should we get out first? We'll get out Wendy herself. And we'll put her to one side for a minute and we'll see what tools we've got. I'm not sure whether these are the correct tools, so comment below if you have a Wendy. This is a later, I don't think Wendy is that old. She's not an antique, but she does have this style of nozzle. I've got a few pneumatics with this style, which I prefer to the current. It does seem heavier and more robust. I think it's a Vesselwerk, or a very similar proximity to a Vesselwerk, but that is the nozzle provided with this cleaner, for me anyway. Then we have, oh, shush Wendy, shush. Then we have, oh, I've never seen that before. That's, I don't know. Again, anyone who knows about Wendy, is that correct? Has she got a short stubbly one? Because, you know, on current machines, the hose end is a bit longer than that. But I know they did them with that short end. And for some reason, the collar of the hose has come away. I think that'll just clip in. So it could be original. It's a little bit distorted, a little bit dirty. Could do with a nice hot soak in the bath. And then we've got a wand with this type of suction control. Again, that looks fairly modern to me. It's missing the little black diffuser. I think all that does is just sort of reduces noise when it's open. This diffuses the sound of the air. So that's the handle. And then we've got two wands. And that's it, there's nothing else. I didn't expect anything else. Okay. We've had a look at her tools. Let's take a look. Ooh, Wendy, you need to lose some weight. Let's have a look at Wendy herself. Now, at first glance, Wendy looks in pretty reasonable condition. Wendy is a metal-bodied pneumatic vacuum. Now, I'm not sure if it's a 10 metre or 12 metre cable on this particular machine. One thing we don't have though with this Wendy, and again, please tell me in the comments section below, any pneumatic experts, would Wendy have had a face? Because this Wendy does not have a face. No face on this Wendy. The lettering is in very good shape. And looking at her, all in all, I mean, it seems awkward talking about the cleaner when she can't see or hear me, because obviously Wendy, there's no eyes, there's no mouth, and I'm not sure if I can get hold of the proper, I'd want the proper stick on, because if this did have a face, it probably would have just come as a sticker with the instruction book. I know I've got, I think it was a pneumatic turbo. I'm not sure if that was metal bodied either. It might have had a metal top. But that had a stick-on face that I had to put on myself. But so far, all in all, this Wendy looks in pretty good shape. Let's have a look at her vital statistics. Numatic International, Chard or Shard, Somerset, England. And Wendy is model NVQ 252B, or not to be, 230 volts, 50 to 60 hertz, 1100 watt max, 850 watt IEC. It's got the CE mark, and I think at the bottom here is the serial number 0135099918. I believe the serial number denotes that Wendy was made in 2001, which makes her about 22 years old. You don't look a day over 21, Wendy. So she has come of age. She is over 21. We can be fairly sure of that. Wendy has a single on-off switch here located at the front of her built-in carry handle. But if we turn Wendy round, we can see that she's also got a twin-speed motor. So we've got low and high. Wendy's cable enters the cleaner just below the handle, and we've got some sort of strain relief doobry fitted onto the cable. Wendy can also be used for blowing because we have a blowing outlet. This will unscrew, well, it should do. There we go. So we can unscrew this part, and if I lean over, we can grab Wendy's hose and twist it on, and now Wendy can be used for blowing dirt instead of sucking it up. So it's a fairly useful feature, especially a machine like Wendy. As I said, if she was sold at Machine Mart, Machine Mart is for, well, anyone can buy from there, but tradespeople, you know, carpenters, electricians, builders, they're the sort of people I think that would use Wendy. Use her and abuse her, I think. So it's good that this particular Wendy seems to have survived without too much damage. I've just noticed very tiny dink. I mean, it's very, very tiny. Once she's cleaned and polished up, probably won't even be noticeable at all. But yeah, not bad. She's got a few little marks on her, but I think they will clean off. And because she's metal, nice bit of car polish, a few coats of polish, and she will be gleaming like a new pin. So there is a wraparound furniture guard. And then again, yes, the base is metal. And we can see on the underside of Wendy, we've got two swivel casters, very silent running, and two fixed wheels at the back, bit of a strengthening bar here, and a little nodule, a little stubbly bit. I think that prevents Wendy from tipping back when you're pulling her along. It's similar to the moulded piece they had on earlier Henrys, I believe. But that one you could remove. It's got a nut and bolt. So yes, that's one of the wheels. So the worst thing about Wendy are the chrome catches. You see there's a bit of rusting. You know, Brasso, well, a Brillo pad first, maybe some fine wire wool and some metal polish. Probably remove that light rust. And there's light rust on the front clip as well. You can just see, not too bad. And there's a bit of rusting also. This is the worst rusting around the hose inlet. That won't show when the hose is attached. But again, I should be able to make that look a bit better than it does now. And that's about everything to show you on Wendy before we open her up. Apart from, there is a hook on the back here. That's your cord storage hook, as far as I know. Obviously, when I opened Wendy, the cord was wrapped around, and I expect that's what most people did. But you could always just... It's like Charles and Henry Wash and George. They have a hook on the back. And basically, you're supposed to just coil up the cable yourself and then just, you know, hook it over. So, all in all, so far, apart from she smells like she's a heavy smoker, pretty pleased with the condition of this Wendy, because you're getting quite rare, dear, aren't you? So let's open her up and see if there's any horrors within. One would have thought the seller would have checked there wasn't. And yeah, here's the under. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely and clean, isn't it? Look at that. Again, it's metal, all metal. And to access the motor, 4 Phillips screws, and we can take this cover off. So yeah, pretty good so far, Wendy. And right, this isn't the correct filter as far as I know. Oh, it could be. This is I would say this is a later version. I was researching Wendy before I bought her, or after I bought her, and before actually. And the ones I saw had twin filters. Now this particular bucket size, I'm sure Numatic make today, so I could get a new filter to fit Wendy. But yes, again, comment below, should Wendy have 2 filters? This could be the correct filter, but perhaps there should have been another one, I'm not sure. But anyway, she does have a filter, and she does have a HEPA flow bag, which is relatively clean. The bag's dirtier on the outside than it is on the inside. I'll use the bag for the purpose of switching her on, but yeah, she is in pretty good shape for a metal-bodied Numatic. That's excellent. Yeah. So we'll pop the bag back on onto the bag support tube. Push it right on. That's a bit. Oh, it might not go right on. I don't know. It doesn't seem to go fully on. I don't know if you can just see there. Might be better if I turn Wendy up this way. Poor Wendy, she's getting used and abused, isn't she? She's been thrown about. It doesn't push tightly against the drum, the bag collar, as it does with the other Numatics, but I think that looks fairly tight. Probably will wash that. I do have spare filters, but I'll have to do some checking just to make sure I get, if I do get a new filter, I'll get the right size. Well, Wendy, I think, my dear, we can turn you on now. Let's line up her name with the front clip and the back clip. So she's in low, and we'll turn her on while she's in the on position. Just in case, I'll do Wendy from a distance. From a distance. Wendy looks blue or green. No, you look green. She is very green. She's very green, isn't she? She will make a nice addition to my Numatic family. We've got a lovely green. Now, and again, I think this is correct as far as moulded on plug and cable goes. Right, Wendy, when I plug you in, you should work for me. Right, here we go, folks. Let's have a listen to Wendy. Wendy seems fairly powerful. I started her off on low speed. We might as well do a suction test on you, Wendy. We'll compare you with a modern Numatic, because a modern Numatic vacuum, on average anyway, is about 80 sealed suction on my gauge. So we're going to see what you're like on your low setting and then what you're like on your high setting. But before I do that, something else just arrived about an hour after Wendy arrived, because I knew that she didn't have any small tools. I'm assuming she would have come with the small tool set supplied with most Numatics. So I treated myself and treated Wendy to a brand new toolkit. So let's have a look at that. So I bought this complete Henry toolkit. It says Henry, but it will fit Wendy and most other pneumatics, certainly the domestic versions. So this was from My Henry, but via their eBay store, and I bought it via the eBay store because I had a 10% voucher. So I got 10% off this, but it was also on offer at the time. So I think this whole toolkit cost me about £32, which isn't bad. If you want to renew your Henry, if your Henry's okay but your tools need replacing, then for me it's the most cost-effective way to buy the whole toolkit, and you'll often see these on offer on myhenry.com. So this is what you get in the full toolkit. We get a hose, and as I said, look, that's got the longer hose end, and it's the conical hose as well. You don't get the conical hose with Wendy, it was a standard hose. We also get 2 metal wands, the curved handle. I won't open this, you'll have seen this. I've shown this new nozzle, so this is the new version. It is considerably lighter than the one I unboxed with Wendy. And also we get, of course, the standard tools, small tools. We get the crevice tool for your nooks and crannies. We get the upholstery nozzle for your upholstery, stair carpets, curtains, etc. with a slide-on brush, a dusting brush, and this is why I opened this box, because I'll need this adapter piece in order to take a suction measurement from Wendy, because it will be easier to attach my suction gauge to this than this angled bit. So I'm going to put this little adapter into Wendy's hose, and we're going to see if she's got more suck or less suck than a modern pneumatic. She does have a higher wattage motor, so in theory she should have a bit more suction. So I'm going to start Wendy on her low speed, and we'll have a look at the gauge, and then I'll boost to the high setting and we'll see what difference it makes. On the lower power setting, Wendy peaked at around 78 to 80, which is the equivalent of a modern Henry you can buy today. But when I switched to the high power, then the suction went up to 98 to 100, peaking around the 100 mark. So yes, Wendy certainly has more suck than a modern Henry. Well, we might as well give Wendy a bit of a push on the carpet using both suction levels. So let's attach the curved wand and the 2 extension tubes, and this nozzle here. And again, this nozzle does have yes, right, I think I've answered my own question. This nozzle has got a parking bracket on it, and Wendy, as far as I can tell, has nowhere to park. So this isn't the original nozzle. But, you know, I'm not too concerned. I'm just glad to have a Wendy. I don't mind using Wendy with the newer tools. But, oh yes, one thing I'll check actually. I think I've done it before and it made no difference. But I'm going to fit the new conical hose to Wendy, and I'll do the suction gauge test again. I really don't think it makes a difference, but it'll be interesting to see. Right, let's stand up and give Wendy a push. Oh, she is pretty hard to push, and that's on low. dear, giving me a workout, Wendy. Oh, on high. Wow. Yeah. You're hard to push on this carpet, on a short pile carpet, and on a hard floor. She'll be fine, wouldn't she? But yeah, this carpet is best cleaned with an upright vacuum, a mains powered upright rather than a cylinder straight suction machine. But yes, I'm happy with Wendy, really happy. She was on a bite now, and she was a fair price, I have to say. Fair meaning expensive, but she is rare, so I did have to admit, I did pay £150 for Wendy, but I'm pretty pleased with the condition of her. She will, I think the motor sounds sweet. I can't see there's any need to open her up and do anything with the motor. Best leave well alone. Unless you have to open up a vacuum, if there's no other option, then it's best not to disturb the inside. So we can fit Wendy with a lovely new hose. Oh, I think I might have cross-threaded Wendy there. Hang on. Don't want to force anything. That's better. There, nice tight fit. So quickly, we'll test the suction using the conical hose. As I thought, this conical hose makes no difference to the sealed suction of Wendy. Being a bit wider at the cleaner end than it is at the handle end might make it less susceptible to becoming blocked. But apart from that, there's no real advantage between the new hose and the old. In fact, I think the old hose seems to be longer than this one. Let's have a look. There's not a huge amount in it, but there you go, you can see. We'll take that off, you'll be able to see it better. Hang on. Oh, I don't know, maybe 30 centimetres longer. But that could make all the difference when you're cleaning out your car, that extra reach. But of course, you know, as I've shown in other pneumatic videos, you can buy various other toolkits to extend the reach and versatility of your pneumatic machine. So I can buy an extension hose and fit onto Wendy. You can buy really, really long hoses. In fact, somewhere I've got a 5-metre hose, this sort of material, 5 metres in length. So it's like having a mini central vacuum. You can clean a lot of area with a 5-metre long hose, coupled with the at least 10-metre cable on this Wendy. I could certainly clean a lot of area with such a long hose. But anyway, there she is. I say she. We're only saying Wendy is a she because we have a name, Wendy, and historically, traditionally, Wendy is a girl's name. So I hope I've not misgendered you, Wendy. I hope you are a she and not a they, or whatever they're calling female people nowadays. I mean, it was boy and girl, man and woman in my day, but there seems to be a lot of changes happening. Changes that I'm not very happy about. But anyway, that's the modern world and we have to live in it. And I'm going to be living in the modern world with yet another pneumatic vacuum. So, to finish the video, if you've got any more details, you can tell me about Wendy that I haven't found out myself on the internet. Especially if you've got a Wendy. I would like to know if Wendy should have a face, because she would look better with a smile and 2 eyes, wouldn't she? So, would Wendy have come with a stick-on face, or did they not bother at Machine Mart? And what would be the correct tool? So if you have a part number for the correct floor head that would have been supplied with Wendy, I'd be grateful if you could let me know in the comments, because I would like her to be as original as I can get her. So that's it. That's all you're going to see for today's video on Wendy. Hope you've enjoyed being introduced to this lovely green metal cleaning machine, and I'll see you all very soon for the next video. If you like pneumatics, and especially if you like them with a face, check out my pneumatic playlist where you'll see many different models that I've reviewed and tested over the years. So from me and Wendy, it's goodbye and thanks for watching.